Seriously? What was that performance? What was that? Up until the half-hour mark, we had chance after chance. We just couldn't take. We could have been 2 or 3 up. But after half an hour, we just completely collapsed again. And Bolton just had more energy, more fight. They had a system in place. They had a work rate. One of the comments in the midweek live stream was that they won because they had more work rate. And, you know, them having one extra man. It was a red card, first of all. You know, I don't believe... You know, people can say it wasn't a red card, but it was one of the easiest red cards that I've seen. Yes, he was trying to go for the ball, but you do not get your man from behind. It's a red card any day of the week. No matter if you're going for the ball or not, it's still a red card. So I'm not going to argue with that decision. He should have been sent off. And it's going to be interesting now to see what happens in terms of who we play in that position on Saturday. It just seems like most weeks I'm just coming here now and just I don't know, just feeling deflated and no idea where we're going and no idea where the problem's going to change, or you know, where the problem's going to be solved. You know, you need the January window, yeah, but I mean, people say Welland's out. It's hard, you know, it's hard not to disagree with them, but at the same time, who's going to come in and do a job other than it be like what happened when Darren Moore left, where you bring in an interim manager till the end of the season, and it's basically like writing this season off straight away, because that's what we did last season. We wrote the season off straight away when we brought Andy Butler in. Yes, could try and turn it around with Butler, but as we proved, we just collapsed. They didn't want to play from the players. Is it going to be the same situation again and we get worse? We finish bottom rather than second from bottom? Looking like it. It might be halfway through a season, but Jesus Christ. This ain't half worrying me. It's starting to really worry me now. I don't know. Something really does not feel right. It really doesn't. It just feels like something's really rotten to the core at the moment. I don't know. It's confusing. I found myself in a confused daze about the whole situation. Let's go into our player rating. First of all, substitute Thiago Chikir gets a 5, and that's being generous. Barely did anything again. Let's go through our player ratings. Jones 6. You know, pulled off a couple of decent stops. Still conceded 3 goals. Most of them weren't his fault, but you know, could have done a bit better with at least one of them. Noyle 6. I think he had an alright performance, just nothing really outstanding, just collapsed like the rest of the team. Anderson 6. Again, just not really cutting it. Alowu 5, and the 5 is because of the red card. Other than that, he was okay. Horton 6, again, just alright. Galbraith and Smith both get 6s. Galbraith more higher 6 than Smith, but I think both of them equally 6. I think that's a fair result. Taylor 7. Why bring John Taylor? When Tommy Rowe went down, he came off the field. Yes, they might not have substituted him, but the safest option would have been to not risk Tommy Rowe for the rest of the game. Thankfully, he didn't get injured again, which is great. But why take off John Taylor? Yes, he's just coming back from injury and that, but he was arguably the best player on our pitch for today for Rovers. And he still missed chances, yes. But why take off John Taylor for Thiago Chikir? If anything, I'd have brought on Kalea. If you're going to take off Taylor or Rowe, I'd have brought on Kalea ahead of Chikir. Nothing against Thiago, but I think Kalea could have had some minutes in the first team. You know, or put Rowe on the wide front and put Galbraith as the cam or Smith as the cam and bring on Liam Ravenhill for game time. You've got nothing else to lose. That's a poor, for me, that's a poor managerial decision by Wellens, who again got yellow carded. 3 yellow cards and a red. Worst disciplinary record than our entire squad. Says a lot about the manager. Row 6, just again, alright. Composed. Barlow 5, just run at the defenders a few times, but just kept losing the ball every few times as well. And to do 5, couldn't score a meal in a fish and chip restaurant. Couldn't score. What do we do against Bolton on Saturday? I'll tell you what we do. We give it everything we've got, because what's the point? Tonight's loss was because we missed our chance in the first half. Bolton had a better work rate and we went down to 10 men. That's the overall summary of this performance. We're going to have 11 v 11 on Saturday again. Go into it with no fear, no cause for concern, and you go for it. And the manager put out the tactics. And I've heard Bolton fans and Rovers fans saying they will be surprised if Wellens is in a job tomorrow. Would I agree with that? I don't know. I'm not surprised if the board keep him, because that's the whole point. They want to build something under him. They don't want to keep chopping and changing managers every 2 years and just take the short-term pain with the long-term vision, whatever that vision may be. So that's why I think that he's not going anywhere. I don't think Wellens is going to go anywhere. I think it's just going to be the usual post-match conference and then any posts about Black Friday sales on Rovers. So that's it. But there we go, guys. Thank you very, very much. I'm Aaron Chandler from Throw Football DRFC. Keep living the Rovers life, and that, my friends, full-time Roverside die. Thank you very, very much. I'll see you on Saturday for Bolton, but not great at all.